Well, hello there, people. And Smackdown was a pretty shitty show tonight. So let's just get into the show here. We get the Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns to start off the show. Not really a good match here. And by the way, before I get this review started off, I decided to just, with my ratings, just rate on the whole match in a whole. I used to just rate on the wrestling quality, but it's gotten too difficult to really do that. I thought it was just more simple to rate the whole match as a whole, so I'm just going to start doing that from now on. Yeah, but it wasn't a good match. I give it 1.75 out of 5 stars. Not horrible, but it wasn't that good. It was, pretty short, and it ended in DQ when the world's boringest wrestlers, Henry and Big Show, come out to, fucking, save, or actually the Wyatt family started interfering, and Henry and Big Show come out, and it was just boring and stupid, and that ended up setting up the main event. Then we get Rollins defeating Rob Van Dam. It was an alright match, I guess, maybe a little bit generous on the rating, but I thought there was some good spots in there. So it was an okay match. And we've seen this match like a million times before though, so it's like, why do we have to fucking see it like every fucking week now? We just saw it in main event. Why do we gotta see it again? So yeah, an okay match there. I mean, nothing really too special. A few good spots, but it's not like it was a 5-star match or anything. Then we get this AJ and Paige segment. I didn't see the whole segment. I think I saw most of it though. Like I was on the phone, and then I came back and I see Paige is in the ring. Then I see AJ come out, offer Paige chocolates or something, and then Paige takes one, chews it, and then spits it out. It's like, and they're like, oh, she's playing mind games. It's like, really, who the fuck cares? It's like the whole fucking feud is getting old. Like mind game. Can you just go out there and try to kick somebody's ass instead of doing all these fucking retarded mind games? So I'm getting tired of this, and I didn't think this was good. Then we get Rusev defeating Swagger. Probably the best match of the night here. Not that it wasn't like the wrestling quality was that great, but the story behind it and everything. And like there was a lot of close times, or like there's a lot of times where you thought, oh, this is gonna be the end of the match. So not that great at wrestling, but I liked it. I'll give it 3 out of 5 stars. At the end, Bo interferes, throws in a towel, and then picks, has Swagger's leg there, and hits Swagger's leg. Swagger falls down and then taps out. So we'll probably see a Jack Swagger Bo Dallas feud now. And then Bo Dallas gives him the Bo Dog after the match. So pretty good match there. Then one of the Usos defeats Stardust in like a minute. Stupid and short match here. I'll give it a 1/4 star out of 5. Then Goldust and Stardust attack the Usos after the match. Just a quick beatdown. Wasn't anything to get all worked up about. So that was very stupid. Then Sheamus defeats Mizdow. Boring squash match here. I'll give it another 1/4 star out of 5. I mean, Sandow got in like 10 seconds of offensive moves in the first, part of the match. Then it was all Sheamus, and a guy with talent, Damien Sandow, once again gets buried. Then we get Big Show, Mark Henry and Roman Reigns defeating the Wyatts in the main event. It was a pretty boring match all in all, but there was some good spots, like Big Show doing a sunset flip or whatever the fuck that's called. That was a pretty cool moment there. I wasn't expecting that from Big Show. It looks like he's, I guess he's trimmed some weight down if he's doing those kind of moves. So good for Big Show. But they were chanting, "This is awesome." I mean, it really wasn't awesome. It was pretty boring. So a pretty boring match there. I'll give it 1.5 out of 5 stars. And of course, Roman Reigns finishes off the match with the boring 5 moves of Doom. It would be different if the moves were actually decent moves, but they're not even that good of moves. Like the Superman punch is retarded. Samoan drop is just a typical move. Spear again is just a typical move. And the only good move is that drop kick on the ropes. And the clothesline, the jumping clothesline, is pretty much just a typical move too. So overall, I give this show, I give it 3 out of 10 stars. Not a good show tonight. Pretty boring show. One good match there with Rusev and Jack Swagger, but even that match we've seen before. So yeah, just as usual, a boring fucking SmackDown, and you know, of course the Wyatts get buried again. You know, if you have talent, you're gonna get buried by two 40-year-olds who are, you know, should be retired, and an up and comer who is fucking sucks. So there you go, people. There's your SmackDown review.